Victim of Ritual, I don't think that we're going to have that problem.
I am willing to bet that Victim of Ritual is not going to be a stranger to this matchup. I do not feel like that's going to be one of the downfalls for Victim of Ritual. Victim of Ritual is a long-term experienced player where the kinds of shenanigans that a 2D character might get up to is not going to be for him. Picking the correct costume, too. I like that.
Yep. Always chooses the Super Spy, Nina. You know, they didn't give her that at the beginning of the game.
That's
when
true.
the game launched. They had to
it was in the
eventually
story
give
mode
it back to them.
and then not in there. I couldn't believe it. But, of course, both practical and tactical.
Oh, my gosh. Great job. Punished the Mimosa combo and went for some extra Okazeme counter hit and gets this 50% plus life. And we're not doing the second hit of our strings. This is intentional so that we can keep the pressure going. Down forward ones, running 1+2s, just those little empty dashes.
Yeah, so I am terrified, honestly, of the movement that we see here. Victim is so clean. It's these little stutters, it's these little spider walks that take you further and farther away. You just, at any moment, could explode into a put you plus, and then all of a sudden counter hits.
Yeah, Victim is a absolute king of the dash block, those things that we talk about so often in Tekken. And oh, there it is. You want more? Yes. It seems that Odellthefinest does.
Had
want
just
a little
enough
bit
meter
more
to
out of
make
the
it happen,
combo.
too. Just got it. Nice. That was a very end of a hurt box, too, because that barely touched. Nice.
Okay.
Negative on a hit.
So important to know when you get hit and things are negative like that. Oh my gosh, up forward 2-1. Didn't happen. Got the kip up to make it
Long
so that
string,
they
but
couldn't get
knows to step there.
So important. Between the two Nina Williams sisters, they have strings that are very similar. One is step right, one is step left. And Odell is certainly on point when it comes to that knowledge. It wins you games, people. Lab.
Very respectful. Finally gets in there. Nice.
Yeah, they're definitely testing each other's timings right now. Oh, the evil mist. Very destructive attack. Doesn't do any damage, but you can get a lot of follow-up
nice tech
off the
roll
end of
into
it.
that. Wow.
Oh, there it is. The counter hit
And we're going to the
Sub-Zero
other wall
slide. There we go. The butterfly loops. Just a couple into some extra Oki. The sway back is so powerful from Nina.
Tries to tap him with 4. Does not work.
Ooh, sidestep left.
Oh,
it can
toe tap.
definitely work, but the sidewalk maybe would have been a better option there. Okay, trying to get those grabs up. 7 seconds remaining. Popping them up. No,
Nice.
thank you.
Like that damage? Play some D. Oh, no!
Wow, just at the last moment, the Moonglide 2.
Was trying to avoid the risky low that might have done it, but honestly, you should have been afraid of the mid.
Definitely. And Nina has some great options for reversals and situations like that. Up forward 3 is one of those moves that like super fast attacks that can beat those lows and beat out those really quick mids. But Victim is on a tear. We are moving and schmoving and getting in there. Look at how far away she wipes the floor from with that
get out
long
there.
leg.
Good luck. That was the right move there. Nice clean wall splat on standing 1/1+2. Uh-oh.
The wall splat was a little bit odd there, so that caused the Eliza to not have it work for them. And you get a little bit of health and a lot of bit of meter in that situation.
Oh, very nice.
Ooh, that was a gamble.
And that was honestly a great pause. Didn't do it instantly. Waited just a few frames to lay it out there, but still sniffed out. Sometimes when you do that kind of layering, you're hoping to say they guessed the low, but then by the time they don't see the low in just a fraction of a second, they've already chosen to commit to something else. Then it hits. But, stayed strong, close to the ground.
Yeah, Nina at the wall is very impressive, and one of the things that you expect to see is one of those very powerful mids that she has. While standing 1/2, obviously the butterfly attack is certainly something that could do a lot of damage for you, but I think we're playing not so much on the hit level mix-ups in this matchup here between these two players. We're playing on the timing mix-ups. That's really what we're seeing.
We've not seen many mid-counter hits happen in this because both players are more than happy to let things finish, wait, and respond, and they're really not laying out too many unsafe things. It's those evasive lows that are sort of sneaking there and they get some counter hits, like obviously Crouch Dash 3 from Nina is getting real in there. And the same thing for Eliza, getting that Crouch 3 into uppercut a lot of times. It's just, they're not giving each other that many opportunities for like these big Tekken moments, you know? They're having to draw this down to the timer so many times.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that those big Tekken moments, because absolutely what we are seeing is the perfect definition of small Tekken. Is what we see, and we hear about it all the time. We're trying to get that counter hit back for a couple of times here, Victim of Ritual is, but we haven't seen it land just yet, but huge amounts of damage. Starting to run with the plus frames.
There are a few opportunities, and they're so infrequent that you can understand why they may not be getting punished. We're seeing a few down forward, so uppercuts. Those are going to be negative on Nina's side, but we're just not seeing any punishment because in the moment you're just like, oh snap, there must be another part of the screen coming or some other thing that's going to trap me, and you don't capitalize on those moments. That's what good small Tekken will do, is make players not willing to push on you in punishment situations.
Okay, we're using the Dark Wave to take a little bit of extra frames so that we can time out. That, especially when the Dark Wave is even more active, you want to be super careful in those situations. And to your point, Victim is using a lot of safe moves. Yes, Nina's down forward 2 is safe on block. The wall standing 2 is not safe. The sidestep 2 is not safe. But we are seeing some Odell business here. Just very, very tight stuff. Not a lot of those big counter hit launchable, or excuse me, launch punishable sweeps. Oh my gosh, the dive kick at the wall.
Nice. And the thing is, that was completely a result of the fact that Victim was feeling desperate. After 30 seconds of Tekken and not getting many results, you start to get a little desperate. You notice, wow, he timed me out last time. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, now I've been hit.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yep. It's one of those things that we talk about with tension. You keep blocking and blocking and blocking, and eventually, you just don't want to block anymore.
That whole time.
That's exactly what's happening here.
Odell's doing so great just saying, yeah, run your string, and as soon as you're negative, it's my turn, and let's see what I can do. More than happy to just take turns. Let's do some turn-based combat.
We see so many of these sways working out for Victim, and they're getting evasive maneuvers, but none of the sway back fours, none of the actual punishes from getting the sway back and making the whiffs happen. And look at Odell, has a bar of meter here, over 50%, and the life lead with 13 seconds remaining. It's going to take a lot for Victim to do this. That was big. Such an important low parry right there. Could have blocked it and got a staggered low, and it was just not in the cards for Victim of Ritual right there. I would consider this an upset right there.
I think on paper, definitely. I mean, having watched it, if you didn't know those two players, you would say that was pretty one-sided. Odell really didn't have the early start, really taking time, which is what typified the whole match, taking their time. It was that whole last couple rounds were not rushed at all. It was just a Saturday stroll for Odell, taking the time. Oh, you know what? It's my turn. I'll trade. You get hit? No, trade. And when you start to get desperate, EX.
Yeah, and let's look at, in all of these clips, let's take a look at the timer.